Here we go. So welcome friends. Today we are going to have a yoga class and we are dedicating it to our first responders. They run in to danger when the rest of us are running out. And I just want to personally thank Cousin Chris and his wife Julie, firefighters out in Arizona, my father-in-law and his band of merry volunteer firefighters in Cherry, Arizona, and first responders near and far, and everything that they do. A big, huge thank you from GI Yoga, Operation Support Our Troops, and Bike Bald. We salute you. Awesome. Let's do some yoga. So today we want to come into movement, but with relaxation, looking at how the parasympathetic nervous system needs to calm down so we can rest and digest and repair. So if we have cells that break down, our body needs to be at rest in order to repair that. All right, so let's start with some breath. One of the things that firefighters especially need is lung capacity. So how do you get that? By breathing. All right, so let's find a comfortable seated posture. You can sit up in a chair, sitting on the floor. I recommend sitting up on something a little bit higher than just flat. Okay, hopefully our internet will stay going. If not, do it all again. Do your best, let go of the rest. All right, so let's start with breathing. We're going to, what's that? That's horrible. We're just gonna do the best we can with the lighting situation that we have here. A beautiful cloudy day, it affects the lighting in the studio here. All right, so finding a comfortable seated position. Nice and tall in the spine, but allowing for natural curves. We don't want to be too tight. We want to be relaxing into this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come into a belly breath. And what that looks like is just this. You're going to inhale through the nose, keeping the mouth closed and filling the belly. If you want, you can actually even put your hand on the belly. On the exhale, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, exhale out the nose. Let's do that a couple of times. Inhale through the nose, filling the belly. Exhale, pull the belly button in, and exhale out the nose. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more. Inhale into the nose. Exhale out of the nose. All right, the next breath we're looking at is coming into the rib cage, so this upper half of the body. And if you want, you can put a hand right here on the center of the chest over your sternum. And we're going to inhale and see if you can fill not just this upper part, but down here into the side body, into those lower ribs. All right. So inhale, we're going to keep the mouth closed. Inhale into the nose. Exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. All right. So our next breath, we're going to combine those two. So what we're doing here is, and this is something that you would practice over a long period of time. You're not going to get it like the first day that your breath is just going to be miraculously longer. But I'm showing you how to step it up into a longer breath. So when we combine the two, so now we're going to have a longer inhale and a longer exhale. So here, one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. And we're going to go belly and then chest. All right. So we'll start with an inhale, mouth closed. Inhale into the belly and then filling the chest. Exhale, pull the belly button in and then release from the belly and the chest. Again, inhale down into the belly, into the chest, and then exhale, pull the belly button in and release from the chest. Again, inhale down into the belly, inhale into the chest, exhale, belly button comes in first, exhale, belly and chest. All right. So the next one, last one we're going to do with this style is we're reversing that. So we're still going to do belly and chest, but we're going to start up in the chest and then go down to the belly and then exhale the belly out. So if you can and you want to, you can close your eyes. This might help a little bit with visualizing this. So we're going to inhale down the back of the body, filling up the lungs first and then the belly. And then we're going to exhale up the front of the body, expelling the breath from the belly and then out from the lungs. All right. You can have hands on chest and belly if you want, or you can rest them on your hands if that's getting uncomfortable. Or switch which one's where. All right, here we go. So we're going to inhale from the back of the head down the back body. So we're filling up the lungs and then the belly. On the exhale, we're going to pull the exhale from the belly and then the chest and out the nose. Let's do a couple of rounds of that. Inhale from the back of the head down the back body. Exhale from the lower belly all the way up the front body. Again, inhale down the back body. Exhale up the front of the body. So that's something to practice. Sometimes learning that one is easier when you're laying down, but we want as much space as we can, so that's why we're sitting up this time. So take a couple of breaths here. Just relax. Don't think about it. Just your regular breath. 2 or 3. And then if you don't already have your eyes closed and you would like to close them, you can do that. And we're just going to check in with the body, noticing where we're holding on to tension. And if you want, we've done this before, you take the breath, you inhale into that spot. On the exhale, scoop the tension out and let it go with the exhale. Inhale. Scoop the tension out, exhale. One more, inhale into wherever the body's feeling that tension. Scoop out the tension, let it go with the exhale. And come back to your regular breath. Beautiful. Now, if your eyes were closed, if you'd like, you can flutter them open, and let's come into some movement. So if you're seated cross-legged and you're uncomfortable and you want to switch which legs in front, you're welcome to do that. Or if this is uncomfortable, legs are straight out, that works too. Or if you're in a chair, grounding the feet into the earth. So if you're seated on the floor, grounding the sit bones down. All right, so let's either hands under the thighs if the legs are out, or you're in a chair, or hands in front of the knees. We're going to exhale, round back. Inhale, rounding forward, looking up. Exhale back. So this is a seated cat and cow. You might be used to seeing cat and cow on your hands and knees, and we'll probably do that too. But this is a great way to get some movement in before we start switching positions. So exhale, rounding back. Inhale, rounding forward, looking up. Exhale, back. Excellent. And then coming back to that neutral spine. So that's 2 of our 6 directions of the spine. So we're going to come in and do the rest of them here. So let's come into our laterals. So that's going to be our side to side. Again, we want to keep the sit bones grounded into the earth. If you're up on something, you can stay there. If you're more comfortable flat on the floor, you can try that as well. So I'm going to start with my left hand on the floor. And inhale, this right arm comes up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. All right, on this next inhale, we're going to inhale the arm up. And let's just pause here for a moment and feel, let's see my fingers there, feel the length from the tip of those fingers all the way down into that hip. Exhale, bring it back. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale this other arm up. Extend, feel the length from the fingers to the hip. Exhale, bring it back. Excellent. All right, let's play with the breath a little bit more here in this position. It's a great way to feel into the rib cage. So the muscles in between the rib bones are your intercostals. So we want to give them some movement so that it's easier for that breath and we can breathe a little bit easier. All right, let's go with this right arm again. Inhale, coming up. And then exhale, coming over towards the left. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, back. Inhale, other arm up. Exhale, bring it over. Inhale, back up. Exhale, release. So let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, bring this first arm up. Pushing in with that other hand to keep this knee from popping up as you go over with the exhale. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Second side, inhale. Exhale, over. Pushing in with that hand that's on the floor. Feel that beautiful opening on that side body. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Release. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release. Nice. All right, let's do one more version of this. We're going to inhale this right arm up and all the way over. One fluid movement. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Other side, inhale all the way up and over. Exhale all the way back. A couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time like this. Inhale all the way up and over. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Last side. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to do one more, and we're going to pause for a breath when we get there. So we're going to inhale, bring it all the way up as far as is comfortable. Pause here. Release with an exhale. Another inhale. Feel that breath in that right side body. Exhale. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, return back to center. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left arm as far over as comfortable. Exhale. Inhale into that left rib cage. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Beautiful. All right, if the legs are getting a little sore sitting here, you can bring them out again or switch which legs in front. At any time, adjust or come into what's comfortable for you. All right, so now we're going to do our last two directions of the spine here, which is our twist. So we want to keep this twist in this upper back. Don't want to get too far down in there, down into the lower back. So we're going to inhale, lifting up out of the spine. On the exhale, turning towards the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. So what I want you to do is look straight ahead. So your gaze, your body's going to follow your gaze. So inhale here. On the exhale, looking straight, and then towards the left, bringing the body with. Inhale back to center. Exhale, using your gaze, looking towards the right. Inhale back to center. One more time on this last side. Exhale. Inhale back to center. All right, we're going to do one more, and we're going to pause and add a breath. So inhale here, lifting. Exhale, turning towards the right. Pause here. We're going to exhale. Inhale again. See if you can bring that breath to that lower back left rib cage. Inhale and exhale. We'll inhale again. On the exhale, bring it back to center. Let's do that same thing on the other side. Inhale, lifting. Exhale to the left. Pause here. We're going to exhale. On your inhale, bring that breath into that lower right back rib cage. And exhale. One more inhale. Exhale back to center. Beautiful. So let's bring the spine back to symmetrical, and then we will come up onto our hands and knees. So cat and cow. Hands in front of the knees or under the thighs. Exhale, rounding back. Coming back onto the sacrum if that's comfortable. Inhale, rounding forward, coming past the sit bones, looking up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward, looking up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Beautiful. Let's come back to center. And then we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. So if you have knee issues and you have a blanket, you can bring that blanket under the knees. Just move that out of the way there. All right, so let's start with, what did we just end with? Cat and cow. So this will be in a different position. So we were seated, so the spine was stacked like a flagpole. So now that our spine is horizontal, it's more like a clothesline with the vertebrae. All right, so let's get some fluid motion going this way. So let's start with an exhale. We're going to bring the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling and tuck the chin. Inhale, rounding down, looking up. This is our cow. Letting the curve of the spine come down towards the floor. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Beautiful. All right, so we did laterals and we did a twist while we were seated. So let's find those same, right on our hands and knees. So let's start with our lateral. We're going to leave this left hand where it is, and we're going to walk this right hand next to it, in front of it, past it, wherever it works for you today. And then turning and looking at that left foot. And let's take a couple of breaths here. So we're going to start with just that right rib cage. We'll take one breath here. Inhale and exhale. Second breath, we're going to go from that right shoulder to that right hip. Inhale. And exhale from that right hip out the right shoulder. And one more breath here. From the fingers of that right hand to the toes of that right foot. Inhale. All the way down that right side body. Exhale from the right toes all the way up the right side body, out the fingertips. Beautiful. Walk that right hand back. And let's go to the other side. So we're going to walk this left hand over to the right, next to it, in front of it, past it, wherever that works for you today. And then we're going to turn and look at that right foot. Same thing on this side. Inhale into that left rib cage. And exhale. Inhale into that left shoulder, all the way down to that left hip. Exhale from that left hip out that left shoulder. And one more breath here. Inhale from those left fingertips, all the way down that left side body, out the left toes. On the exhale from the left toes all the way up that left side body and out the left fingers. Beautiful. Left hand comes back. So let's come into an open twist for our hands and knees. So that's going to be a gate pose. And we can actually we have two versions that we can do today. So the first one, we're going to extend this right leg out to the side. Left hand stays where it is. On an inhale, we're going to bring this right hand up towards the ceiling. And depending on how your neck feels, you can look up at that right thumb, down at that left thumb, or somewhere in between, wherever that feels right for you. Take another breath or so. And then let's bring that right hand down. We're going to tuck that right knee under. I'm going to slide over so I have room for my left leg. Left foot comes out to the side. On an inhale, we're going to bring this left hand up towards the ceiling. And again, depending on your neck, and each side can be different. You can look up at that left thumb or down at that right thumb, or anywhere in between that works for you. And let's take a couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, on the exhale, bring that left hand down, and we'll tuck that left knee under. All right, one other option for our gate pose is coming up to a high kneel. So we're up on the knees. And again, if you need a blanket or something under your knees, go ahead and grab that. So you may or may not have a block at home, but you could use a book or a rolled up blanket or something. And what I suggest this for is for switching sides with the legs. So I'm actually going to come this way. All right, so starting with hands on the hips and the left leg out. So I'm going to bring this left leg out to the side. And I have this in front, so if I get a little wobbly or when I'm ready to switch sides. All right, left hand can stay on that left hip or come down that left leg. I'm going to take this right arm and inhale, bring it up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, bring it over towards that left foot, going only as far as is comfortable. So this may be up here, or you may go down further. It's your choice where you want to be for this. All right, so let's take a breath or two here. Feel that opening on that right side body. And then when you're ready to come out, we're going to inhale up and then exhale down. And again, if you have a block here, or if you want to, you can come down to the floor to switch legs too. Or if you're fine up, that's fine too. All right, hands on the hips. Let's send that right leg out to the side. And then right hand can stand that right hip or come down that right leg. Let's inhale this left arm up. And then on the exhale, bring it over towards that right foot. And again, going just as far as is comfortable for you. And breathing into that right side body. Sorry, left side body. Take a breath or two here. When you're ready to come out, we're going to inhale, come up, exhale, release. And then you can use the block, tuck that knee back in. From here, let's come back down to hands and knees. And we're going to come into a little spinal balance here. Good. Come forward so I'm not kicking the couch. All right, so let's start. We're going to extend this right leg back. And this left arm comes forward. Keep the breath going. Gaze can be at the floor to help keep you steady. Extend back through the heel, forward with the fingers. One more breath. And then release. Let's come to the other side. Extend that left leg back. Right arm comes forward. Keep the breath going. Extend forward with the fingers, back with the heel. And one more breath here. Beautiful. And release. All right, the next one I want to come into is tiger tail. So we're going to start with the right leg again. Bring that right leg up. Left arm comes out in front, and then flip the palm all the way around. And maybe you can reach the right foot with the left hand. We're looking up towards the horizon, pushing that right foot into the left hand. Beautiful stretch for the quad. Nice little back bend. Strengthening on that right arm. Wonderful pose. All right, take one more breath here. And then release. And let's go to the other side. Extend that back, left leg back, bend at the knee, bend at the ankle. Right arm comes forward and around. If you can't reach the foot, just extend that arm back. Otherwise, grab that left foot with the right hand. Push that left foot in to the hand. Beautiful stretch for that quad. Keep that breath going, looking up towards the horizon. A little bit back bend. And then when you're ready, we'll release. And let's come into a child's pose here. So I'm going to bring my toes together. Knees are going to come out wide, maybe as wide as your mat. And then sitting back towards the heels. If that's uncomfortable, you can keep the hips up and bring the forehead down for a puppy pose. I know sometimes the hamstrings can be too tight to come all the way down into child's pose, and that's okay. But we're coming into a rest pose. So if at any time during this or any yoga class, you need to bring the heart rate down or come into a less ragged breathing or anything like that, if you just need a rest, you can always come into a child's pose or puppy pose if child's pose is not in your wheelhouse. All right. The other thing you can do is if you can't reach your forehead down to the floor and you have a block handy, you can rest your forehead on the block. Or if you don't have a block, you can stack your fist, rest your forehead there. Or if you want forehead to the floor, arms can come back behind you or out forward. And don't be afraid to wiggle down into it to really find that restful position. Let's take one or two more breaths here while I take my socks off. So we're going to work our way up to standing. All right, police are on their way. I don't know if you can hear the siren in the background. All right, so starting in that puppy pose or child's pose, we're going to come down to the forearms. Inhale, coming forward all the way up into cow. Exhale, round the spine and come back down to puppy or child's pose. Inhale, coming back up to cow. Exhale, round back down. This next time, inhale, come up to cow. And then we're going to come to cat and then downward facing dog. So exhale, cat, flip the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And then on the exhale, come back down to the knees, look up into cow. Exhale, cat, flip the toes, downward facing dog, hips come up. One more time, exhale down to the knees, inhale, cow. And then flip the toes, downward facing dog. Let's take a moment in your down dog. You can walk the feet out wider if that's more comfortable. And then let's walk our dog. Bend one knee, extend the opposite heel towards the floor. And then when you're ready, straighten the legs. Push in with the arms, extend the torso towards that back wall. And then you can look up at the hands and walk the feet to the hands, or walk the hands back to the feet. All right. Let's take a moment here in our forward fold. Bend the knees, and then as you inhale, you can move towards straightening the legs, but you can always keep that bend in the knees, so you don't have to go all the way straight. Exhale, bend. Inhale, moving towards straighter. Exhale, bend. Inhale, and exhale. All right. Let's do a nice deep bend here. And then we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. On the inhale, push in with the feet. Arms come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right. Adjust the microphone here a little bit. Okay. So we have made it up to vertical. And let's see what we can get in and get the body warmed up a bit here. All right, so let's start with a half sun salutation. Now, depending on how, actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna lose the scarf. It's cute, but it's gonna be in the way. All right, let me grab one quick thing. Okay, sorry. Thanks for waiting. All right, here we go. Half sun salutation. So, a couple of options. Arms can come up by the ears, and then we fold forward, arms stay here, and then they come back up to the ears, and then we come all the way up. The other option, I'm gonna turn sideways here, is arms out to the side, swan dive, forward fold, arms out, arms up. So depending on how that feels for your back. And the other option is switch and see what works better. So let's start with the hands at the heart. You're gonna inhale, arms come all the way up, whichever way you like. Exhale, arms out to the side or forward fold. Inhale, we're gonna halfway lift to a nice long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, arms can come out to the side or forward. Coming all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, arms can come up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms can come to the ears and then come up or out to the side. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, one more. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out. Bend the knees, coming all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. All right. So we're going to come into our warrior one from here. So I think I'm just going to go this way. All right. So we're going to turn this left foot out and step the right foot forward. And let's warm up that knee just a little bit before we add the arms. So inhale here. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, bend that knee. If this back leg is uncomfortable, you can bend that knee too. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. One more. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Beautiful. Bend that foot, or bend the knee, step back. Other side, turn that right foot out, step that left foot forward. Going to warm up the knee before we add the arms again. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Beautiful. And we'll bend that leg, push off, and step back. All right, let's add the arms. And what I want to do with the arms today is we want to open up. So we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. We'll do that a couple of times. So turn that left foot out, right foot forward. We're going to start with the arms out in front, fingertips touching. On the inhale, arms come open, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten the knee, fingertips come back together. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Drop the hands, bend that knee, push off, step back. Other side. Turn the right foot out, left foot comes forward, arms out in front. On the inhale, open the arms, bend the knee. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, open, bend the knee. Exhale, bring back. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Release the arms, bend the knee, push off, step back. All right. We're going to come into warrior two. So I'm going to we'll go the same way. All right. So I'm going to start with the left foot this time. I'm going to step this left foot forward. Back foot's at 90 degrees-ish. It can come facing in a little bit. Wherever it is, if it's not in the right spot, you can always adjust it. So in theory, that heel of the right foot is in line with the arch of the back foot. All right, let's start with bending this left knee over that left ankle. Torso is facing the same direction as that back foot, hands together at the heart. Inhale, the arms open. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. Gazes over those left fingers. And then let's move through our peaceful warrior and side angle pose. So let's go peaceful warrior first. Right hand drops down to that right thigh. Open that left palm up. On the inhale, bring that left hand up. And we're not going to stay here long. We're going to exhale, bring that left forearm down to that left thigh. Right hand can come to that right hip. And then bring that up towards the ceiling or overhead. We'll do another inhale here, and we're going to windmill all the way around back to peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale all the way around back to peaceful warrior. And let's do one more. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Beautiful. Drop the hands down. Step the feet together, and we'll go to the other side. Step this right foot forward, back foot's at 90 degrees-ish. We'll bend that right knee over that right ankle. Arms come out from the heart, extending with the fingers. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And let's do that little series again. Drop that right hand down. Sorry, left hand down, right palm open. Inhale, bring that right hand up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, right forearm comes down to right thigh, left arm comes up for side angle pose. You're going to inhale all the way around to peaceful warrior. Exhale back to side angle pose. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. And one more time, inhale. And then on the exhale, warrior two. We'll drop the hands and step the feet back together. All right, so let's come into our warrior three. And a couple of options here. So if you have blocks, you can use your blocks. If you have a chair, you're welcome to use the chair. So I will just show you real quick. Those are the options. So for warrior three with the chair, you're going to bring the arms onto the lower seat like this, and then extend the leg like that. On the back of the chair, like that. You have blocks like that. And then if you don't have blocks or a chair and you want to, arms can come out to the side, arms can come forward, or airplane arms. Okay, so those are your three options for warrior three. So decide what you're going to do. Get yourself set up, and then let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we want to be about torso distance away from the blocks or chairs if we're using those. And let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold to whatever prop you're using or not. So if you're not using a prop, then just arms out. Then we'll exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to lift this right leg up. We're extending back through the heel, forward with the crown of the head. And then take another breath. When you're ready, we'll set that right foot down. And you can come into a deeper fold to release. And then inhale back to center. So our next movement, we're going to add the left leg. So on the inhale, lift that left leg up. And keep a little bend in the leg that's on the ground. Extend out through the crown of the head. Arms can come out, one or both. Take another breath. And then we'll set that left foot down. Exhale, forward fold. Release any tension. And then for fun, let's come up into a chair pose. So we're going to bend the knees. Inhale, arms pointing up toward the opposite corner. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. And one more. Inhale. Exhale, release. Beautiful. You can bring the arms out to the side. Coming all the way up, and bring the hands together. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, we have, let's come in to a lunge, and then we'll do a triangle, and then we'll see what else we have time for after that. So lunge and then triangle. So if you have blocks and you want to use those or books, if you don't need them, that's great. I'm going to show you what it looks like to do our lunge here with blocks down on the floor. So we're going to come down to hands and knees. All right, coming up onto the blocks. We're going to go through this pretty quick here. So you can bring both blocks over towards the right to have room to swing that right leg around, or just bring it up through the center if you can. Both blocks on the outsides here. And you can stay right here. You can come up to that right thigh, or inhale the arms up into that low lunge. And then we'll make our way back down. And then switch sides. Right leg comes back, left leg comes forward. Come up onto that thigh. Arms can come up. And then we'll make our way back down. All right, so we're gonna come into, since we're down here, we're gonna come into our triangle from the low end. So we'll do the right side first. Bring that right foot back up. And when I do triangle from this direction, I usually have my foot a little past the blocks. All right, and then you're gonna curl the toes of that left foot. With an inhale, lifting the hips up. So my foot was a little far back, so I just kind of scooched it forward. Then we're gonna pivot that back foot so that heel comes down to the floor. And you can stay right here, or when you're ready, I'm gonna bring the weight onto my right block. If you don't need a block and you're down on the floor, that's fine too. Just don't put all your weight on your knee if you're on your leg. And then we're gonna bring this left arm up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And then bring that left hand down. Pivot that back foot, come back down to the knee. Tuck that right leg back under. And let's go right to the other side. Left foot comes in between the blocks. Curl the toes of that right foot. On an inhale, we're gonna lift the hips up, straighten that back leg. Pivot that back foot so the heel comes down to the floor. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bring this right arm up towards the ceiling. You can look up at that thumb or down at the other hand, somewhere in between, whatever works for you today. Excellent. And then let's bring that right hand down, pivot that back foot, and then coming down onto that right knee. Tuck that left knee down. And then from here, let's get, we're gonna do a Jai Yoga style sun salutation. So coming back up to the top of the mat, you can come into a forward fold to then come into standing. And then we're gonna come up to the top of the mat. So hands together at the heart. We're gonna inhale, hands come down, arms come up. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna bring the hands down to the mat and step back into a plank. And then from here, come down to the knees, looking up into upward facing dog. Flip the toes, hips come up, downward facing dog. And then looking up at the hands, we're gonna step the feet back up. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, push in with the feet. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, let's do 2 more of those. Nice and quick. Inhale, hands come down, arms come up. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat. Step back into your plank. And then coming down to the knees, looking up, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, hips come up, downward facing dog. And then we're gonna step the feet up to the hands. Bend the knees, arms out to the side. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more for good luck. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat. Step back into your plank. Coming down to the knees, looking up, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, hips come up, downward facing dog. Look up at the hands, step the feet up to the top of the mat. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, push in with the feet. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. All right. So let's find so child's pose is our resting on the floor pose, mountain pose, or samastiti can be our resting standing pose. So let's come into that for a moment before we come down to the floor. So you can start with big toes touching, feet up to hip width distance apart, or more depending on your balance. And then I was playing with this morning, and the reason why we don't want to just adjust the shoulders in this is then we dump down into the hips. So if we find the hip points and gently pull them towards each other first, then we're setting up this stableness in the lower spine. So we have this stable, these pulling together, and then we come into the hyoid bone or the back heart alignment, and the whole torso is in alignment. So let's do back heart alignment today, because our heart goes out to all of our first responders here. So we're gonna imagine this is the back. So we're going to soften the shoulders away from each other. So from that, and then this is your pretend shoulder blades. We're going to turn them out, and then that corner comes each other and in. So if I had somebody with me, I could show you on them. It's hard to imagine the back body, but that's oftentimes why we just go to the hyoid bone for our alignment there. But so take a breath or two here in your mountain pose. Now always come into a mountain pose during class at any time to come back to an easy breathing pattern. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna come down. And if you wanna try coming into a squat before you come all the way down to the floor, I will let you. I can try and stop you. If this is not in your practice today, just come and sit on the floor comfortably. If you're up in your squat, you'll push the elbows into the knees, hands come to the heart, lifting up with the spine and the crown of the head. And then whenever you're ready, coming in, sitting on the floor. And let's bring both legs straight out in front. All right, I think, what are we gonna do with that one? Put that down. All right. So we're gonna come all the way down onto the back here. Hands on the knees. We're gonna roll down onto the back. And then let's do a couple of apanasanas. So this is what that is. Toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Hands can rest on the knees. Exhale, knees come in. Inhale, they go back out. Or you can rest your arms on the floor. Palms come to the front of the thighs. On the exhale, hands slide up towards the knees. On the inhale, the hands slide back down. So either way, the knees are coming in on the exhale, going out on the inhale. So 2 or 3 on your own. Beautiful. And then let's bring the feet down to the mat. Arms are going to come out to the sides, a little bit lower than the shoulders. So if you had a line that you're drawing, hands are just below where the shoulder line is. And let's do a few gentle twisting motions with the knees. So the knees can be together, or the feet can be further apart, and then the knees come together. And we're just going to go side to side very gently, not very far. On the exhale, knees go to the left. Inhale, bring them back to center. On the exhale, knees go to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. So the other thing you can add on here is movement in with the head. So on the exhale, the knees go to the left, the nose points towards the right. Or you can go same side, nose and knees. Inhale, bring both back to center. Exhale, switch. Nose to the left, knees to the right. Or keep knees and nose to the same side. Inhale, center. Let's go one more time each side. Exhale. Knees one way, nose the other. Inhale, center. Exhale, last time. Let's inhale back to center. And let's bring the knees back up into the chest. And we'll finish with a few Appanasanas here. Bringing the whole of the spine back to symmetrical, doing this dynamically with the breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring both feet down to the mat and then extend both legs all the way straight out. And let's finish with just the wrists here today. So we're going to start with the palms on the floor, arms away from the torso or the hips. On the inhale, we're going to lift the thumbs up towards the ceiling and then rolling over the pinky so the palms face up. Exhale, palms back to the floor. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. And then we're going to release that. Release the breath, release gripping. Gravity's holding us. We don't even have to hold on to the earth. Doing any kind of movement that you need to get any last little wiggle out. And then you can bring a blanket under the head or a blanket over you if you've cooled down a lot, or if you're in an unheated studio. I'm going to sit up and we'll do a full body relaxation, walking down the hips, walking up the body, sitting up off this. All right, so let's start with the feet. Relax the toes, relax the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet and the heels. Release the ankles. Relax the calves and shins. Release the knees. Relax the thighs. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Release the rib cage and let go of breath. Relax the whole of the spine from the tip of the tailbone all the way to the base of the skull. Let the shoulders be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Release the wrists. Relax the hands, fingers, and palms. Relax the throat and the back of the neck. Release the jaw. Let the tongue be heavy and fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes be heavy and fall to the back of the head. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thought seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the Earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. You're welcome to stay in your relaxation pose as long as you need. But when you're ready, coming back into awareness, wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, using your upper arm to push up to a comfortable seated position. And to bring breath back into the body and find us safely on our way. Let's finish with a big sun breath number, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We'll do sun breath number 2 with a modification. So we're going to start with the hands on the heart. We're going to inhale, open the arms all the way out. On the exhale, bring the hands back to the heart. All right, let's do that 3 times. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. And exhale, feel all that love we're sending you right back into the heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring all that love back in. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands together. I'm going to actually touch the heart with the thumbs. And everybody here at GI Yoga, Operation Support Our Troops, and Bike Bald, we thank you for everything that you do, and we wish you good health and safety, and namaste. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.